One of the most interesting topics that I truly enjoy is the subject of soulmates. You know, all of us that are looking for our other half, we say we want a soulmate. But if you think about it, if you analyze it, how many of us truly understand when they say soulmate, what do they mean by that concept? One needs to know that a soulmate means somebody is joined at a spiritual level. Somebody that you have commonality with, but not commonality in that perhaps I like to play mahjong and he likes to play golf. This is immaterial. When we speak about soulmate, we talk about a couple that are joined on their spiritual path, that together they want to do things, to go forward for their community, outside of themselves. And only by so doing can we say that this is a soulmate union. This is a union that was put together to do things, to create for themselves and for the world a better place. That's what it means. Because if we look at the story of Isaac, what does it say? It says that when he took his wife to be Rivkah into the tent of his mother Sarah. Now in that tent, once Sarah had left, the light that was inside it also left. But when he brought Rivkah into his mother's tent, the light turned on again. And in that light, what does it say? He knew her, he married her, and he loved her. But you and I, what do? We find a woman or a man and we find them physically attractive. We find them, a part of our lifestyle, and we love them, right? We find that we love them first. And then we marry them. And then. Not always. Matter of fact, I think today it's 4 out of 5 don't wind up with the end result. But what we learn from the Bible is beautiful. What is it that Isaac was saying? That when she was capable of turning the light on in his mother's tent again, it meant that she was saying, this is the proper person with which you can now go ahead and do your life's work, because she will be that helpmate to you. And he knew her. He understood her soul. He knew why she was there, and he loved her. And he loved her not because she was beautiful or that she was sexy or that she was any of those things. He loved her because he knew that only with her would he go on that path together to find the place that he would be able to fill his world in the spiritual way that he was meant to. That's why it says he loved her. And he married her. Why did he marry her? For the same reason. Because he knew that this was a spiritual entity that would help him to create his life in a spiritual manner. We oftentimes find ourselves in relationships like, if I'm timid and withdrawn, I may find a gregarious partner that's out there, and so by him I become. Or I may find somebody that's fabulously wealthy, and I'm poor, and I feel that that will give me my self-esteem and my power. The answer is, it doesn't work that way. How does it work? Well, if you look at the North Pole, it's very, very powerful, and it has a drawer. It stands on its own and independent in its drawer. And you have the South Pole, which also is very powerful, has its own drawer. It can stand on its own, and yet together it makes the world spin. So what is the purpose? To have an interdependency. If you have a dependency, trust me, not only is it not soulmate, but it probably doesn't work in the long run. Most of us will not be fortunate enough to find our soulmates in this lifetime, because most of us are not seeking that higher level in our own lives. But if we do, if we say, I want to grow on a spiritual basis, I want to take and enjoy and be a part of everything that life has to offer me, then yes, we have the opportunity to find that right person. You know, it took David, King David, many, many years of searching and of a lot of sorrow to find Bathsheba. But if we're all lucky enough to find our Bathsheba, to find our David, There's only one way we can do that, on a soul level.